This is the Gainin Fast On Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver. Aaron is a huge fan of country music star Eric Church and is a member of his fan base, the Church Choir. Aaron has attended and continues to attend as many shows as possible, and along the way, he meets some incredible people. Each week, he'll introduce you to a fellow choir member, and together, they will share their awesome stories and life adventures. It's time to meet one of them right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host and choir director for the Gainin Fast On Memphis podcast, Aaron Shriver.
How is it going, guys? We are live for week 8 or episode 8. We got a good one tonight. I'm excited. I'm excited every week. It's always Tuesday. Get excited for Tuesday. But tonight's really going to be a good one because I got Andy on, and Andy and I go way back, 2008. There's a lot of different times where we have stories we probably don't remember, like a few of the other people I've had on. But hey, Betty, how you doing? Welcome. So, yeah, I'm really excited to talk to him. But before I start talking to Andy tonight, we got something really cool. I always go on, hey, what's up, Brian? I'm glad you got on tonight. I always try to get a really cool guest for our 5-minute review for the shows for the past weekend. And I want to dig and see who had a cool moment or who had something really cool that went on for the weekend, or just kind of, I don't know, something neat. So I found this. Well, I didn't find this. I think the whole world saw this, and it was tough. What's up, Will? It was really tough to pick somebody this week because I saw 2 or 3 different times where I really wanted to do something. But this right here, when I saw this photo, and I'm like, Eric Church would definitely do this. I'm like, well, I shared it on my Facebook. I know because the minute I saw it, I was blown away, but I would never doubt anything like this because what he's doing now, going out and everything else. So I had to dig, or not really have to dig, but I went and found out who I wanted this week to do our review, and I'm excited to bring them on. So here they come. Hopefully you're getting there there you guys are. Michelle and Kyle, welcome to the show. I'm so glad you guys were able to come on. So you got fans already. Look at this. You got to tell me about this. This is so neat to see this and see what he did. And Kyle, I don't know if you would have known it was him if at first
I don't think I would have.
Well, go ahead, talk about it. Tell us how it all went down.
Michelle kind of started out.
Well, I was walking in front of Kyle, and honestly, I noticed Marshall and Anthony standing down the stairs a little ways. And that's what caught my eye. And I was walking down the stairs, and I noticed this geeky-looking guy said, do you have your tickets, or can I see your tickets? And I said, oh, my husband has them. And we had to wait like a few seconds, and Kyle came up, because, of course, they didn't show everything. But and then when he came up, that's like when it all happened, yeah. But Kyle was a little annoyed. We had to show our tickets, you know.
Right? Why
because as you can see the picture of him, you can see why. With the wig and the hat. And
then I'm just sitting there smiling, and I'm looking over at Anthony, and I'm thinking, why are they filming us? And then I look over, and then when Eric said, are you excited for the show? I got it. And
you heard that boy.
I freaked out, and then about 2 seconds later, Kyle caught on. So.
Yeah, if you can see the whole video, and I'm hoping Anthony will share it because it is awesome.
Yeah, I love the part he did share where you leaned in for the hug and everything. That was just really cool, man. It was cool to see like how authentic it was. Just how he caught you guys off guard at first, and how I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have been caught off guard just like until after a few seconds, you're like, oh wow, this is church right here. So you guys end up doing you guys did both shows, correct?
Yes.
Did you pick a better one of the two? I mean, of course, this probably has to be Saturday.
It was by far. Saturday was by far. There's no any one of his concerts is good.
Friday was because we were in the pit.
Well, Friday, the pit was the one in the pit. Because everybody's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Chris, everybody we know, everybody's there, so it's great.
Yeah, that is
it's
so
all
cool.
like a family.
That was right before it happened.
Yeah, all right. That was right before you guys. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just perfect timing.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? That's just so funny. I want to see. I challenge another artist out there to do this. I mean, because it's so wild just to see what the different things he's doing. Cause you're almost like, what's he going to do the next week? And I was thinking, I mean, at one point he has to go in disguise. I know back, I want to say maybe the Outsiders tour. And I think it might have been Sweet Caroline could back me on this, but there was one time where he used to put a jacket and a hat on and carry cable. And that's how he used to rise up in like the middle of the stage or whatever. So he'd walk around the outside of the stage. I know Sweet Caroline caught him once. Someone caught him once. We had all this cable and his hat on, and he was just kind of incognito walking out. But he's never actually been hanging out pit passes like that. So, but that is really, really cool. Let's see. I got a couple of these other photos that Anthony took. Just amazing shots this weekend. Like I saw a lot of the live feeds and stuff, and a lot of emotion and a lot of. I don't know. I'm really jealous of these shows. These Southern shows are probably pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome when you sang We Were in Birmingham. That's pretty awesome.
So it was Carla. It was Carla that saw him. It was the tour. He came from the bottom of the stage. He looked me straight in the eye, and I didn't recognize him. Yeah, I remember. I thought someone told me a story of that once, but I don't know. Whenever Eric gets down south, I always see some good shows or hear some good shows, especially Alabama. I know how much he loves it down there. I'm kind of wish I would have made it out there, but so you think definitely Saturday was better? What about set list wise? I know Friday night, didn't you get Love Your Love the most?
I think Friday was better because we were in the pit.
Yeah, he did. Because Friday he did like 14 songs the first half and 18 songs the second half.
Nice.
So it was great, and I cannot wait to see him in Atlanta. So
yeah, man, that's gonna be a good one, especially Luke Combs, because I want to see that show. I mean, I really wish I could make it to Atlanta, but I'm not gonna be able to. I want to see because they're gonna try to outdo one another, and it's gonna be pretty interesting to see these two battle one another and see. It's gonna be two big powerhouses going after one another, so it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be a hell of a show. Let's see if I got any more of these. These I got pictures working. Oh, I like this one. I always like when Anthony gets good crowd shots. There's this one here. I think this was from Alabama. That was a cool photo. So, well, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight and hanging out and telling me your story. And this is amazing. Hold on, let me put this picture back up here for anybody that didn't see this. I mean, probably the best bet is go to one of their Facebook pages. I'm sure she shared the video or Whiskey Riff shared it. Whenever Whiskey Riff gets a hold of something, it goes viral in minutes. So that's just so cool, man. I love both your faces to see the emotion on there.
Yeah, I was shocked.
It was so funny when he asked Michelle. He goes, "The wig's just too much, isn't it?"
Yeah. He said, "Is the wig too much?" And I said, "Yeah."
Because it's nothing like he would like. It was funny how Anthony did show like in the dressing room where he had the big black beard on. He's like, no, and then he put the long wig on. He's like, no. So they cut the wig up and they butchered the wig. It looks like, but that is.
He asked us how many shows this was, and Kyle told him it was our 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, wow, 20. And I was thinking, oh, that's not very many, but we only started in 17.
So. A lot. What are you talking about?
We'll never catch you.
Mm-hmm.
No, come on now. I'm slowing down. I'm done for the year, but hey, it doesn't matter if you've seen one or how many you've seen, just the passion you guys have. I know I met, where did we go? St. Louis, was it? Or where did I meet you guys this year? Omaha. Yeah, Omaha, where we hung out for a little bit. You guys, the passion you guys have, and I'm really glad that this happened to you guys this past weekend because it happened to some good people, and you guys were definitely deserving of that for sure. But it was a cool memory and a cool story that you guys will be able to tell for a long time now.
Yes, like we got the whiskey shower with you in Omaha, Aaron.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Nobody knew it was coming.
That was a soaked one, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. So, well, y'all have a good night, and thank you so much for coming on, hanging out with me for a little bit.
Absolutely,
Aaron.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
You too.
All right, guys, that was amazing. I love talking with them. I saw them in Omaha, and that's why when I saw who it was that Eric was able to corner and do the whole thing with the incognito, it was cool to see it was them and whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna have a little fun now. I see him waiting in this little waiting area. You ready, man? Should I just bring you in? So yeah, every week I have intro music and never. There it goes. Just gonna try to play that for you. So Andy, Comes from the good state next door to me here, Iowa. So good. Quad Cities, would you say?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're not Davenport, are you?
Davenport. Yeah.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Got a buddy that lives out there now. So he just drove out this weekend a couple of times. But yeah, it's a good place. Good little town. So go ahead and start where your journey starts. That way I can hurry up and Carla says you're wearing her favorite shirt.
Oh yes. I had to find it.
We're definitely gonna have to bring that up for sure tonight. Bring up some pictures. But yeah, while I load up some photos, go ahead and tell me where you were or when you first heard and the first song you heard of church.
It would have been at the Fiddle and Steel, like we talked about earlier, from what I remember. And gosh, what year would that have been? 2008, 2007, 2008. Yeah.
I could probably tell you
that was the first one. The show they start to blend together after I think
June of 2008.
Yeah. 2008 was it?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Fanfare?
It was the Sweatbox. Yeah, I think it was one of his first CMA Fest shows.
Right.
Are you in this picture? I don't know. I don't remember much. I would love one of these days to talk about this.
This might be the purpose of this whole half an hour.
You're not in this picture. I thought I had a picture of you.
I don't remember much.
Yeah, I guess I don't. I don't have a picture of you on that one. So Carla's watching, so I can't really talk too much about that night. But if you ever have a chance, ask Carla about our bar tab that night.
Oh, I think I remember that.
I think a lot of people remember that.
I do remember that. Allison was like, "Yeah, who's paying this? It's at about X amount of dollars." So.
It was for about 4 or 5 of us, though.
Uh-huh.
I think it ranged between 500 and 600, somewhere in there.
Oh yeah. It's not bad for 5 or 6 of us over 5 hours. I'm sure we're Eric in the band too. Oh, look at how many years ago. That's the same shirt. I think I fit it a little bit better now. Nice hair.
You and the hair, I know, right?
Nice hair. Man, who gave you that picture? Good Lord.
I don't know. I didn't get a chance. I normally like to dig on people. Now, I didn't get a chance to dig on you today.
Should have.
I was definitely looking for a couple.
You on Facebook a couple months ago before you got all these pictures.
I was looking. Well, see, I didn't get any really good ones. I was looking for one good one. I almost had a message Bowers today, but I ended up not doing it. But I almost did it. But where is this? June. There, Fiddle and Steel. Here we go. So let's find a good picture of Eric that night and see if we can show everybody.
At Fiddle and Steel?
Yeah. See if we can show everybody how much of a sweatbox it really was. And I do got a cool, I think it might have been this. I got a cool story to share from this weekend. Yeah, I'm looking for these. I have some crowd shots. But I was looking to see if anyone had you in it. Here we go.
I can see these comments, guys. I can see all these comments.
They're all sideways again. Oh, well. Sideways photos. But yes, it was a sweatbox. We were all very, very hot that night. We were in Fiddle and Steel. I think they probably overpacked it by at least, a couple hundred people, did you say?
Oh, yeah. At least.
We got there. I want to say we were there around noon.
I was going to say we had to get there probably like at 1 or 2 o'clock just so we could, just to make sure that we were able to get in. Oh, Tony helped us out a little bit just because, he was the regular there. So he made sure there's room for all of us. So
let's see if this picture goes sideways like everything else does. Yeah, it does. Oh, well.
Get rid of that.
I think that was right after the show because I was a sweaty mess.
Sweaty mess. Yes.
I found this picture. So earlier when you and I were talking back and forth, I was going through and I found a picture from the same thing from CMA Fest. And I wanted to talk about it really quick because the look on Eric's face is priceless. And if it flips over, I'm sorry. I'm really mad if it does. It did. Let me see if I can try to do something else with this picture. So we're going to talk about a little story. Andy and I are going to go from Fiddle and Steel and talk about this real quick. And it's probably... Actually, Yeah, so that wasn't your first show, was it?
I really think it was. I really think it was.
Because you were because before this was the Rascal Flatts thing we want to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
That happened before this.
That was before. Yeah, that would have been the October.
That would have been 07.
Yep.
So October of 07, Eric Church was around there. Eric Church was out on tour with Rascal Flatts and Gary Allen. And a lot of people know this story and they've heard a lot of different versions of it. But the version I've heard was there's a couple of nights where Eric liked to go on a little later. And when he went on later, he would think that, I don't know if this is true or not, that he could play later and go into their set more just because he started later. My end where I've heard is that Eric just kind of went out and played a little bit too long a couple nights. And then one night he gets to Madison Square Garden and pretty much looks at his band and says, hey, we might never get to play this place again. Let's just have fun. And How About You was about 7 or 8 minute long song at this point. And so they closed. They all went on the ego ramps. They turned it up a little bit, closed with How About You, ran over a little bit, and they got fired. This picture just keeps – I can't get it.
Yeah, get rid of that picture.
She's saying October – it wasn't October of 06, Carla, because my first saw Eric was June of 06. So that was – it was probably the Rascal Flatts. Yeah, the Rascal Flatts was October of 06, yeah.
I know it was October.
Mm-hmm. She's right. It was October of 06.
I do know that because I know Eric.
So 2 years later, I'm going to have to share this picture to, let's see if I can take this off, to just the regular page. Everybody's tilting their head at home. So this weekend that Andy and I were just talking about with Fiddle and Steel, Eric was at the convention center, and I think I was with Lori, and we got done. Let me take this off so you guys can see a little bit better. So we got done. I'm sorry it's sideways, guys. I'll have to post it later. We were going through the line, and we got done, and all of a sudden I look at Eric. I said, Eric, and there's Carla's hat he's wearing. I said, turn around and read that girl's shirt that's walking off. And he's just like, okay. And I had my camera ready, and the minute he got done reading that shirt, he turned around, and that was the look on his face. Now I'm tilting my head. It says, watching Rascal Flatts perform at the CMA Festival, priceless. I think the priceless thing on this thing is Eric's face. Because it says a lot after that whole incident happened. So, but that was my cool story. But going off of that, we talked about the whole Rascal Flatts incident, and you actually saw him at the first stop. So go ahead and tell everybody what happened after Eric got kicked off.
So whenever it was, I think it was October of 2006 or 2007. I think it was after that weekend's run of shows. That's when he got kicked off. That's when he got kicked off the tour. And with myself having a little bit of knowledge in the industry and working at the very next venue that Eric was going to be playing, or was supposed to be playing, I was contacted to, find him a venue in the Quad Cities and within a couple miles away from the venue that he was to play that night. There was this old place called Chaps, and it was an old country bar. This was 4 or 5 days after. There was a lot of press around it. It was Eric's first show after getting kicked off the tour. And so we lined it up. We talked to Marshall and a couple other people, mostly venue people and mostly people with Chaps, and we made it happen. It was my brother, who that's actually how Aaron and I met, was through my brother. It was my brother, my wife, and 3 other people were the only people that were at that show. Hey, Marshall. They were the only people that were at that show until about 10:30 because nobody knew who the heck Eric Church was. There's my brother and my wife. Nobody knew who the heck Eric Church was at that time, and they all wanted to sit and watch Rascal Flatts. So it was, it was interesting.
I think you were wearing the same shirt in both these pictures, too.
Yeah, I was working that show, so I decided to call in sick halfway through that show to make sure I could get over to Chaps and make sure everything went well there. So it didn't work. I still work there. They still like me.
Wasn't he going on stage the minute Rascal Flatts ended though, or did he start early at this one?
Ultimately that's how it ended up. But at this particular show, he did start a little bit early. I mean, they had to figure out the logistics. They were in the middle of launching their own tour 3 days or 4 days after getting kicked off the other tour, so they didn't have a plan. He played till almost 1:30 in the morning though, and at that point, when there was only the one album out there wasn't a whole lot to there wasn't a whole lot for him to play. So it was a good 3.5 hour show. I do think that they brought in an opener, or it may have been the opener that was scheduled that night. I think they let them play until like 10:30 or 11.
Okay.
So that part of it I don't remember, but it was cool to have contact with Marshall, the venue, Todd, everybody else at the time, and get the ball rolling for him. So
you can find him a venue for sure.
Yeah, that was fun.
So I saw the tour, it was called the Me and Myself tour because the Rascal Flatts was Me and My Gang. So this was the Me and Myself tour. He kicked it off over the Quad Cities area. I think shortly after that, the second or third stop was Memphis. He played BB King's on Beale Street, which was great. So that was one of the first nights Taylor Swift kind of took over for him because we went there. And I remember we got there and we ended up meeting Taylor Swift at our merch table. And then we watched Gary Allan because I was a huge Gary Allan fan. And the minute Rascal Flatts started, we walked around the edge of the balcony of the arena and we had flyers that said Eric Church at BB King's. We threw them in the crowd, like 300 flyers, just rained them from up top of the arena at this flat show. We left. So it was like 2 songs in, we just made it rain with Eric Church flyers and we left. There was like 3 or 4 of us. So, and we went straight to BB King's. We were the first ones down there and they had a blues band playing right before Eric came over, or Eric went on. And it was just amazing. So it was a really cool opener just to hear all that. But yeah, but that was the story. I mean, those were actually really cool because I know, wasn't it Council Bluffs or somewhere he played like a biker bar? Or was that Chaps? Was Chaps a biker bar?
Chaps at that point was a biker bar by a week, and they played country music by a weekend.
Because I know he did a heavy metal bar too shortly after that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I don't remember which one, but yeah.
That's awesome. So
yeah, no kidding. Gosh, good times.
To go back to those shows. To go back to those shows.
Can we go back to those shows?
I wanted to see if I could find. I could definitely throw up a picture of when Eric played in Memphis during that tour. Let's see. I'm so glad to have my pictures working again, unlike last week. It was a good week with Kara and I, though. So that was actually my third show. It was October of 2006. So I was a year off. That's all. Talk about stories, dude.
No kidding.
That's one. Look at this. This is the only time it's going to be a sideways picture watch. Oh, no, finally, it's not sideways. If I had a prize, I really wish I had something extra. I'd ask everybody in chat what they think Eric is signing in this picture.
Nice.
Do you know, Andy?
It's a pregnancy test. That's absolutely what it is.
So this is at the Me and Myself tour at BB King's and Beale Street, and somebody threw up a pregnancy test during 2 Pink Lines, and Eric actually autographed it while he's singing 2 Pink Lines. So don't start any new trends, everybody, please. We do not need pregnancy tests thrown at church during tours.
Oh my!
No more.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we So actually, I do have a picture of Rascal Flatts on stage. It's funny. Going through all these pictures and Gary Allan. See, do I have Taylor? No Taylor. Let's see. Let's see if I can find one more church real quick for that night. So, about this night, I actually saw Eric and asked him to play right before that. I think it was Living Part of Life. And he said, well, I promised I'd sing this song kind of like I promised we'd be in Memphis. Let's see. I think this was his set list that night. Hey, Deb. Look at that. Let's see. So we close with Shape I'm In. How about you? Hard Way. I haven't heard that one. There's Can't Take It With You. These Boots. Julia.
Oh, Julia.
Rolling Stone. Tulsa. Curtis Lowe. Outlaw. 2 Pink Lines. Hag. The Weight. Sinners. Guys Like Me. Dude, that's like half of those are Sinners and the rest all covers. It's a heck of a set list that night.
He'd still find a way to play for a few hours.
Yeah, and he did. And
Absolutely.
he did. Let's bring you back up here. There you are. So, gotta bring my little cheat sheet up here. All right. Now we got to talk. I want to talk about, I know we brought it up, I think was it Corey or Lee? But if you ever go to CMA Fest, here's a picture for you. I know Brian's watching. So if you ever go to CMA Fest, you have to swing by. What you do it all weekend, right?
Yeah, usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Andy will throw probably one of the biggest tailgate parties. And like you said earlier, you've had some special guests come by. Here's where Thomas Rhett stopped by, played a little side stage, and came and hung out. And
oh yeah,
but you start some cool traditions there and stripper poles and whatnot. I don't have any pictures of it though. I was looking.
Oh, there's
looking through my pictures of your beer can. What did you say? You sent it over to me earlier. Go ahead and talk about that real quick.
Oh, the beer can stripper pole?
Yeah.
It's all at a good cause. We just drink a bunch of beer and then just give it to the homeless guys so they can turn in the money for cans. So they can turn them all in. And so
that's cool though, man. I mean, it's cool that you do that.
Yeah, well, we had a lot of people there one year, so the pole got a little bit too high, so we decided to turn it into an arch. And once we turned it into an arch, turned into a couple hundred people walking into the stadium that wanted to get their picture taken under the arch. And then people thought they should leave us money. So kind of worked out pretty well.
I'm trying to think when that was. Was that 2009, the first year?
Probably. It would have been the year before the fan club parties that were right next door. So, because that was.
It wasn't 2009 then.
Yeah. No, it would probably have been a year or so. It would probably been 2010 or 11. Just guessing.
2009, he did the Rutledge.
Yeah, the Rutledge. See, that was the first year that we. The year after that's when we decided to do the tailgate party because we had tickets to go on LP Field that year, and spent like $300 on tickets and never went. We went over to all 3 nights of the shows over there, filmed a lot of content and had a great time. So we never even made it over to the car. We never made it over to LP Field at that time. So, but yeah,
I was trying to think. I think that was one of the times too. I just found a picture of you, a random picture of you. Look at this.
Random, great.
I was looking.
Clear all this first before you.
No, I was trying to find. I'm trying to find some tailgate pictures, but it ain't gonna work anyways. There it is. I was looking at fan club pictures.
Oh yeah.
There's you and Eric and Kevin, the barrel man. So
yeah,
but so you get like this prime spot right outside of the doors, and even if you don't have tickets, a lot of the fan club, whenever they used to have the fan club parties, they would go down there and they do the fan club party during the day, and then came over to Andy's party afterwards because you could still see the stage from where they're at and still hear it pretty well. You can see the screen, and you can hear it pretty well, and just sit out there and tailgate. And I don't know how you got this spot or how you haven't been ran off yet. But it's like right on their grass or outside like one of the main entrances of the stadium. Do you just get clearance here, or how do you do this?
It's a secret. It's a secret. We call somebody that might own that parking lot, and they make it work. So we pay for it. It costs us a little bit of Starbucks and a hamburger at night, but it's okay. We just pay them off. It works. It works out well.
We parked really close there. I think that's where Tony parked for Nissan this year. But, I mean, Ryan was tailgating over there, but we were trying to get something started.
What's really cool about that tailgate party, and I realize not as many people go because there's not, because Eric's not guaranteed to play or there's not an organized fan club party. But what's really cool about that tailgate party is we still do it. People like Jennifer stops by and Tony stops by and Janet stops by. You stop by whenever you're down there. So
speaking of Janet, just all the
wants to stop down. You really can't miss it. I mean, at this point, our secrets are given away. Just look for the can of the pole of cans with there's Jen right there.
That's what I said. Speaking of Jen, I found some pictures.
She's drinking water. So drinking a lot.
So
of
this
water
bottle, do I have the picture? Oh, my volume just got really weird.
You have to have a picture of the pole somewhere in there.
I don't have the picture of you. Oh yeah. I found him. This is actually, speaking of Taylor Swift earlier, this is actually where I think it might have been the very first time Eric played LP Field. You're right. And he played right after Taylor. And it was right after, because Taylor ended with Tim McGraw, and then she brought out Tim McGraw and Keith Urban and did the Highway Don't Care, and then Eric had to follow that. There you go.
Yeah, see, I knew you'd have one. I just felt bad that we used so much duct tape that they had to kind of undo all that just to redeem those cans. But, the pole needed to survive. So
Let's see. Here's another one. Who was that? This helping you? Was this Corey?
there's Corey. There's Corey back. That's Corey right there. Hi, Corey. You're on. Don't see him.
Let's see. Yeah, that's Corey.
Yeah. Oh, look way in the back of that one. There's Miss Lee.
Lee's back there, huh?
Lee's back there. Lee and Corey. Oh, Heather. There's Heather kind of standing off to the side. The other weirdo's my other brother. But, yeah. Awesome.
I don't have a picture of you drinking the bottle.
Who, me?
Yeah.
It was gone.
But yeah, let's see. I got one picture I could. So this is the very first time Eric played LP Field.
Yeah.
Let's see. There we go. There's a decent picture. I think I bought tickets walking off the bridge.
A lot of you guys wanted to be inside for that show, and I'm like, it's only 4 songs.
Yeah, this was his first time ever playing a big stadium.
Yep.
But he had to follow that up.
Yep.
Yeah, so right after those 3 got done, he had to walk out and do that. Yes, Deb, Andy's party is the best. Always.
Miss you, Deb.
So, yeah, we're definitely going to have to. I have to get down there. I didn't make it this year. Maybe next year.
Open invite for all.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think I still have some of that bottle.
Golly, was there a fan club party before that?
I'm trying to say. There was.
Yeah.
I was trying to read everybody's comments. Someone's talking in the chat about your all-time favorite band. But we'll wait till later for that one.
Yeah, that was a setup. That was a setup.
See, I was hoping to see if Eldon or Brad or somebody was in the chat because I was going to ask them to send me something, but I haven't seen them in the chat yet. So,
I told him not to. I told him to watch a replay.
Well, I see your buddy Zach. We just threw up there. He's a singer too. I mean, I know you mentioned him a couple of times.
Oh, Zach's there.
Yep.
Oh,
he's in the chat hanging out.
Zach's awesome.
Yeah, definitely check him out, guys. I think he has a couple of things on iTunes, right? He went to the church shows with us in Moline one year.
Yep.
Didn't he play like right afterwards at the hotel or somewhere by us?
He did. So at the Eric show, he played in our hotel room. I don't know if it was all there, but he played some songs in our hotel room before Eric's show.
That's cool. Definitely check that guy out for sure.
No, he's doing big things. He was down in Nashville a couple weeks ago trying to get some new music out there. So
cool.
Chime in, Zach, if you want to.
Talk about
oh yes, the wood.
Yeah, you do something really interesting. I know we have Lori on next week, and I could have brought this up with Lori, but I know Lori and I are going to run way over next week. We're probably going to have a lot of content, a lot of stuff. But you and Lori, I don't know if she did this year or you guys did this year, would go to Vegas every year for the awards show, and you guys would be seat fillers and just helpers, right? Go ahead and talk about like what all you guys would do out there.
Well, out in Vegas for the ACMs, it was probably been 5 or 6 years ago. We started off volunteering out there, and it wasn't really as seat fillers. It was talent escorts and running and production and all that type of stuff. And that was done through a promotional company that I work for. And then I was able to bring a guest. So I did bring Lori. Lori's come out for several years. She took last year off, and she's in negotiations to come back next year. So we'll see if that happens as well too. But that was a great experience, and I don't want to spoil it for Lori, but Lori had some very unique opportunities. She and I'm gonna let her tell the story. I'm gonna stick to myself tonight. But so and what was fun about this though is when we were escorting talent, from one venue to the other. This was when we were in Dallas for the 50th ACM Awards. I picked up Eric and Catherine and Marshall, just those 3 at the time. And I had to take them to their sound check for their Party for a Cause event that they had. And, it's obviously we knew them back then. We still do.
Yeah.
So it was, and we're not really supposed to talk to any of the entertainment or anything like that, but we're having great conversation. And what was really, really, really cool about it is I had to drop them off and tell them to get out of the golf cart. And then from this point on, that girl is going to be your problem. It was Lori. So because Lori was inside the stadium by the stage, and I was doing the talent escort. So
Yeah.
So it's having moments like that. You know, it's weird. Out of my 115 or 16 shows, you know, I would say, you know, like we've talked about on numerous occasions, I would say 30 or 40 of them are one or two songs, whether it be an award show or a radio promo or something along that line. So that's why I don't have all the pictures and the souvenirs that you know some of you guys have. I just have I have the stories.
You have stories and memories
that are not you know unique.
Some of them you can share, some of them you probably can't share.
Yeah, unfortunately. So still love that.
It's always good times.
That was the fan club party. I think maybe the first or second year it was in downtown Nashville, and that was when Eric had we had tickets to get the wood. I don't know. That was the first year Jack Daniels did their thing. That's all I remember.
It was barrel flat. We got
this. Then we had this. And every year it was something along that line.
Actually, I think this is Weber sitting right here. I saw Weber this one.
Was it?
Oh, look at you're a big shot with the ACMs now, huh?
I may have moved up a little bit.
So how'd you move up? Let's talk about this. What are you doing now? Can you talk about it?
I can go very basic. Okay. So basically, one of my roles now is pretty much the red carpet's pretty much my responsibility.
Nice.
And making sure that everybody gets to their seats in time before the live.
You're getting really close to the envelopes. That means you can swap them out as needed, correct?
I've never seen an envelope in my life. That's done through a separate firm. So yeah.
Well, if you're close, let me know. We'll work out some plans to swap one out one year for like Entertainer of the Year or something.
No kidding. Well, and Lori knows those are up for negotiation every year. So I mean, whether I'm back next year or not, it just depends on what they need. I was hired on to do the fair and the festival part of it, which was over at what is it, Stoney's out in Las Vegas, the country bar out there. So I was hired on to do their all day festival. Lori was there. Lori got to come visit me one day.
And I know you do a lot with the Iowa State Fair too, correct?
No, not the Iowa, not so much the Iowa State Fair, but there are some other county fairs and festivals that I work with. So some of them are on the talent side, some of them are on event side. So yeah, like our local. This was another cool story at our local county fair. Probably 2007 or 2008, which I work for and I still do right now. Just not so much on the talent side, just on the event side. But I was able to convince our agency to book Eric Church for X amount of dollars. It wasn't $8,000, but it wasn't $12,000, and nobody really knew who he was at the time. And I think a few people were there. Aaron, you wouldn't have been at the show in Davenport, would you? No, but there was a few. Tony might have been. I don't remember. But, I had 30 meet and greets, and I couldn't even give them out. I still have probably 10 or 15 blank ones. And anyway, this show was, relatively cheap, but they kind of took a chance because he was going to be good. The routing worked out. The price was right and all that. And this particular venue did $100,000 in beer sales that night. That's beer sales. They didn't have a hard liquor license at that point, so it was, I looked pretty good after that show for quite some time.
Eric has a tendency of breaking alcohol sales wherever he goes.
Yeah,
I've always noticed.
Oh, there's a picture of all of us at Marathon Works, right?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at other pictures right now. I'm looking at Rutledge pictures. I'm on the Songwriters Night now. Oh, good pictures here. Let's see if we had any good ones of us from Rutland.
Is that my daughter? It is.
I think. Didn't you send that?
That's that Y100 picture. That would have been a country fest. Y100 is country fest in Oshkosh.
Nice.
It's all coming back to me now.
I don't know if I have any of you at the Rutledge. I thought I had a couple.
Honestly, my brother and I were so busy capturing all the audio that we didn't chat. He yelled at me for talking. Because we were.
Well, I know because he was like Hawkeye fan or something like that on YouTube.
Hawk fan 002 or something like that. So he's got.
I knew your brother before you. So your brother and I were good friends before you and I really met and hung out.
Yep. No, he caught a lot of good video there. That's been the few only times that you've at that time that you heard Michael and Julia and all them live. I mean, those were your only live videos you had at that point because we were.
Oh, you can still find them all on YouTube too.
Oh, yeah, but at that time those were like the only versions that were out there. They never played it. So, but yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, we just had to listen and enjoy it, which no problem with that. There wasn't a lot of socializing going on during those 3 shows.
No, because I mean, everybody, especially a couple like the acoustic one. I mean, well, maybe they'll all request a little bit, but I mean, you get like the one with all the songwriters, you can hear a pin drop in there. So, oh, I thought that was I thought you were spilling over there.
No, never.
I was gonna try to find. I thought I had a video from a pretty cool video from Rutledge, but I don't think I do. Or from Fiddle.
Oh yeah.
I was going back there. I was going through our couple of our photos.
Man, good times. Good times.
Oh yeah, for sure. Here we go. I'll throw this one up here.
Is that from Fiddle?
Oh, Lori says you were one of the men in black from on the red carpet. Look at that. Yeah, that was Fiddle right there. So
you do have to wear a suit.
You do have to wear a suit, huh?
And sunglasses.
Look at that.
And that little fancy earpiece. It makes it look like the CIA.
So did you get to kick anybody out at all or no?
No.
So this banner, you got to talk about this banner. You still have it, right?
I do.
All right. Tell everybody what you've been doing on the back of it. It probably has a good bit on it by now, I think.
It's been signed a bunch of times.
By a bunch of choir members, too.
By a bunch of choir members, yep. It's, unfortunately, I'm not able to get out to as many shows anymore, so I don't think it's been signed in, probably a year or 2. We had to beg, was it Marshall or was it Todd? We had to beg somebody for that banner, and, if it's still here when everybody leaves, you can take it. So,
you got it from one of the fan club parties, right?
Yeah. I swear that's the first night that we got it. It looks brand new there, and that would have been when they had it over at the Marathon Works over there. So
see, I got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carly, you knew his brother too first. Hey, right here. We'll go ahead and throw his mug up here again.
Yep, there he is.
He
only made it to one show on this tour also.
Which one did he get to?
I don't know. I think it might have been the Milwaukee one.
Oh,
I could be wrong. I only made it to the St. Louis one, which is pathetic, but whatever.
Yeah, Lori, that was the one you guys all had to wait outside by the back door. I couldn't come. That was one of the first fan club parties I actually missed because that was a month after Jackson was born. So I was unfortunate to make it out there for that one.
Oh, I remember that, Lori. That's the one where Eric and Catherine came out the back door and you kept talking and I told you you needed to leave. I remember that.
That's funny.
I'm like, Lori, it's time to go. They have things to do. We got to go. We got places to be.
I'm really looking forward. My November is going to be really good, but I'm really looking forward to next week with Lori. I just know we're going to have stories.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be a fun one. She can tell stories and she can share pictures all day long. Right. Hey, you make that a 2-hour special next weekend.
Oh, we probably could.
Stay up late.
Probably could.
Tell your wife she's got to put the kids to bed next weekend.
I know. I normally try to get out of here by 9. I mean, tonight I'm going to probably try to get out of here by 9 because I was kind of busy earlier. I got a really cool for all you guys out there listening, I produce another podcast on Wednesday nights. I'm going to talk a little bit about this tomorrow on my Facebook page if you guys are watching my Facebook page tomorrow. But we had to pre-record one of the interviews today, and it was probably one of the coolest interviews I've ever actually got to be a part of. I was really cool about it, but I'm a big fan of the movie The Crow. And tomorrow night is the 25th anniversary of Devil's Night of the movie The Crow. So we're interviewing Micah and Sarah from the movie. Oh, cool. And Micah had to do hers early because she's flying to London tomorrow. So we did the pre-recording right before I went live on this one. It was great. It was a great conversation with her. So I cannot wait for that tomorrow. So if you guys are looking for something really cool for Halloween, you got to watch. It's called the SIC Afterlife. So, yeah. Watch my Facebook tomorrow. I'll post all about it like I always do.
That'll be fun.
So I want to talk about why do you think some artists can go to your state and have a big following. I've noticed like Low Cash. I know you follow or you work with them. You bring them out a lot, and they have a big following. And Tucker is another band. But I've seen a lot of bands come to Iowa, and I was not really. I mean, I know Slipknot's from Iowa, but I was not really known for its music. But yeah, I see so many smaller bands doing so well there. What do you think? What is it about Iowa?
The biggest thing, honestly, professionally speaking, it's the proximity from St. Louis, Chicago, Des Moines, Madison, Wisconsin, and Minneapolis, St. Paul. You're right there. They'd rather pick up a show and play on Thursday and then play here on Friday and then end the tour Saturday, in St. Louis or, Peoria, perhaps heading back down to Nashville. And so like we just, we picked up a show for a local club that's in 2 weeks, Low Cash, and it's the routing's there. The routing is just there. So they're going to stop and play and make their money. So there's a lot of clubs that are willing to spend, a decent amount of money as well too. So it's all about the routing. That's how 10 years ago we got our church for, that a very, very respectable price at that time, so, but it's,
do you think it'll ever be that price again?
Hell no. No way.
Not even down the line?
No way. Hey, where's that? That's Tucker. Oh, that's Iowa City, right? That's First Avenue Club, right?
Yeah, that's First Avenue. I wish I could make it back out there again, but I'm not going to be able to make it out. I'm going to go see him in December when he's in Chicago, but I won't make it to Iowa to see him.
It's a Thursday, Friday night show? Yeah, next week, 2 weeks.
But Brad's still the only one that I know that has a boot that's signed by both Tucker and Eric with the word homeboy in between. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even know. Yeah, I don't see that he's on, but I'm positive that boot got signed by Ashley McBride last Thursday at our venue, at our local venue as well too.
Yeah, I saw he posted his boot being signed. So
yeah.
But there's a lot of you guys don't know, Tucker Beathard is actually son of Casey Beathard, and Casey Beathard co-wrote "Homeboy" with Eric, and the song is about Tucker. So it's pretty cool. Tucker hates the song. Don't ever ask him to sing it; he never will.
Right. Well,
but
and obviously he has the Iowa connection too.
Yeah, and with his brother CJ. So I mean, he does really well in Iowa. But I see a lot of bands like First Avenue Club is just a cool little small venue. Could you imagine seeing Eric back there in 06, 07? Because he would have played places like that. I mean, that's right up his alley.
No, there's a lot of people that just played there. Ashley played there last summer. We just had Tracy Bird last Saturday. I mean, he's getting older now, but
yeah.
But you get a lot of the Texas bands in there. Mike and the Moon Pies, just Josh Ward, just a bunch of good Texas country.
I see Eldon saying he sent me some pictures. You got to send it to the other page, Eldon. I'm not on that page.
Yeah, and do it in about 15 minutes when we're done.
There's one that I really wanted. I just ran out of time today. I was going to hit up Eldon and ask him for one picture because I do my questions later in the night, which we're going to do them here soon. I mean, I am a few short with you, so we might only do 7, but there was a question I was going to ask that I needed Eldon's help with a picture, but we might still ask the question, just no picture. But you might know what that is.
No pictures of me with any particular band.
More of a sleeping arrangement.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Go home. Do something else.
Oh, boy. We give you crap. I love giving you crap. You know that.
I know, right?
So what's your wildest memory? I mean, you had a lot of backstage memories. You had a lot of cool memories like you and I and just different choir members. Yeah. Way back when. If you had to just rest on one memory, maybe it was with your wife or kids, anything with Eric, or what's one memory you have that just you'll never forget? Just something that just sticks with you.
Oh my gosh, and we were all there. Sweet Caroline can help me with this one at Joe's. And it would have been what? It would have been one of the album release parties at Joe's. And gosh, it was in November. It was the beginning of November. It was cold, and we were all there. And he gave us a copy of the CD, and we ended up with like 3 copies of the CD. And I went and took them out to the car, and couldn't.
It had to be cheap.
Yeah, it would have been cheap. Yeah, it was cheap. So,
you said it was 2010
at Joe's. Yeah, like
February 2010.
We were pretty much all there. So, but we all got copies of the CD. So I took 4 or 5 copies of them out to the car, but I couldn't get into the car for unknown reasons. So I put them under the wheel because I didn't want anybody to steal them. So, and then on the way home, I forgot to pick them up. So ran them over.
Well, the February one, it
was cold. That's all I remember.
That was the one with that was Josh Thompson.
Yeah, Jägermeister
Jaeger tour.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't it, though.
That was the night I had the suite. We had that private suite on the side of the stage.
Now I was at that one as well, but that wasn't
this one.
Yeah. Anyway, that was one of my favorites, just because obviously it was Joe's. It's close to everybody. Everybody was there. It was a smaller venue at that time, and it was one of the shows where I didn't have to do anything. I was just able to enjoy the show.
And it wasn't when he had his broken foot, was it?
No.
Was it before that?
It was after that. Or it was before that. It was before that. Yeah, absolutely. Gosh.
I'm trying to see if I can find it.
I don't remember exactly, but one of them. How many times has he played at Joe's? 4, 5, 6?
Oh no, dude.
More. I mean, if you count all the posts.
8, 7, or 8?
Yeah, if you count all the posts.
All the way up to the Outsiders tour that he did. Yeah. Here's one. This wasn't Chicago or Joe's October 2008. Yeah, October 2008. It wouldn't have been that one, I don't think.
Yeah. It all blends together. It's tough to remember for sure. There's
a bunch of pictures of Carla though, man. I forgot about all these pictures.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do another show with her coming up.
We have to do a reschedule there.
I know, because there's tons of them here.
We're gonna have to get everybody together and do one of these live.
That would be kind of cool to do like a group one. Yeah. I have a couple. I'm like, what did I just hit? Oh, my computer's yelling at me. I got a couple things I want to do next year. A couple different fun things I kind of want to do to get some people together and whatnot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It'll be interesting when that stadium tour starts. That'll be a good day to tailgate and have fun.
Be wild.
Wrigley Field, hopefully.
You think?
I don't know.
I think it'd be Soldier. I don't think. I would love to see it. If it came to Chicago, I'd love to see Wrigley. Milwaukee has to be Miller because I just don't know if I'm ready for it yet, man.
I'm not ready for it all. It's just the reality of it, though.
Yeah.
Wrigley's contract, they can do 11 concerts a year. That's about how many they did last year, so it'll be interesting to see. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. Eldon said something about his page. I would love to. I love to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen until at least we get another album. We got to get another album first.
Yeah, hope you're right.
So
I mean, unfortunately I missed the show in Nashville. So, but it's just a different type of show when there's 65,000 people there.
Yeah,
or however many were there. So
56,000, I think it was. So
56,000.
All right, let's go ahead and get a few more pictures. See, I don't have anything good for you tonight. I got some funny ones though. I wish I would have pulled some funny pictures for you, but I apologize. I'll definitely get on my game for Lori next week. Look at all these pictures I'm forgetting. Tons of pictures in here, dude. I forgot to share for you. We're just running out of time.
Yeah. Way back in the day, we all had the same pictures.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And I mean, it's kind of cool because I always talk about how I look forward to every week. I look forward to Tuesdays because one, it's like I'm catching up with all my old friends I haven't really talked to in a while. And what's cool is that's going to start transitioning now in November. I mean, November's going to be fun. We got Lori, Rich Cassidy, Chris Johnson. So tons of great people coming up. And it's going to be kind of cool catching up with all like the newer people too, going into December next year. And let's see. Oh, dude, you're going to hate me. No.
You better not have found that picture.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There's a couple other fun pictures. Not of you, though. Like I said, I didn't have a chance to grab any of you. Just some funny stuff. Trying to see what else we have in here. Yeah, you know which one I was looking for, though, right?
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, yeah.
I'm looking for the pillow picture.
I'm just glad that wasn't the intro song. I was like, oh boy.
Oh, I never thought about that.
I'm glad.
That's
why I didn't mention it earlier.
All right. Let's see. I gotta play this intro though. No. So if you guys watch along every week, I do a thing called the hot seat. We ask them 10 questions. I got like 6 or 7 tonight. Just like I said, a really crazy day. But we're going to go ahead, put 60 seconds up and see how far you could get through with these. Some of them are church related. Some of them are kind of personal. We'll figure it out. All right. Your favorite EC venue that you've ever seen him play in?
It was still Joe's.
Even though you got kicked out?
Yep. Got to see most of the show.
Favorite Eric Church tour and opener?
The Jägermeister tour. Josh Thompson, right?
Josh Thompson? And I forgot who was before Josh. There's one.
Aaron Lewis. You got the poster back there? You're dipping into my time.
Oh, yeah, that's somewhere back there. I don't know where. Oh, and I'm turning it up now. Oh, I just reset your time. You're dipping in my time. I accidentally hit a button over here. The whole darn thing. Sure. All right, we're going to cut into it. All right. If you're on an island, you're only taking one album.
Oh, God. Probably Sinners.
Nice. Everybody. I mean, one week I'm going to get somebody say something other than Sinners.
I know. It's how we all got together. It's how we all met.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Everybody. If
you could pick one song that you'd love to hear him cover that he's never covered before, what would it be?
Oh, boy. Gosh, we've heard so many of them just back in the day. I mean, I could be a complete smartass and say Little Big Town if you want. But that'd be blown.
Well, he's already done Little Big Town.
That's really good. I'm glad I did that.
Wasn't Girl Crush?
What?
Yeah, he did Girl Crush, dude.
I'm glad I
on
missed
YouTube.
That.
He was at some award show or something like some radio thing in Nashville. It was Eric, and I want to say Stapleton or somebody. They sang Girl Crush together.
Yeah, I might have. I probably excused myself from the building for a while on that one, or turned it off, or something. Turned my phone off. I don't know.
Cease or smoke?
Smoke.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know. Just cause.
Okay. See, me, I liked. I talked about this before, but I liked how he used the talk box.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say he was a better guitar player. I just felt he fit better.
Yeah.
No way. I like Cease though.
No,
reason.
It's just a performance that you like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no reason.
It's like they have chemistry now, but they had some good chemistry back then.
Absolutely.
All right. Have you ever been on pontoon before?
Yeah. I have.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
While you're on that pontoon, did you stop by the Little White Church?
Nope.
All right, you know I had to do that though.
I know you did.
All right. What was the next one? Is it true that you have, in your past, slept with that band before?
Yes, it is.
So the picture I was trying to find, there's a picture. Who bought that for you? It was Brian, right? Brian Farrell?
Yeah.
Andy has a thing. We don't know, or I mean, he could probably share why. He books a lot of shows in Iowa. He probably can't share why I meant. And I think he's had a couple bad run-ins with Little Big Town over the years. So one year, Brian decided to buy him a pillowcase with all Little Big Town on it. And there's a picture floating around somewhere of Andy actually sleeping on a Little Big Town pillowcase. So I was trying to look for that picture. I'm sure it might get shared at a later time, but
I was desperate. I needed something to sleep on. Yeah, there's just reasons. I mean, you know, there's just reasons.
There's reasons for everything. I mean, there's reasons why. There's a couple of groups I don't like. I'm not a big fan of U2, and I'll say it. A lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, no. They forced their music on my iPod one time. I mean, sure, everybody that had Apple at that time knows about this situation where U2 forced an album on me, and I didn't like it, man. I've never been a big fan anyways, and when that happened, I was like, nah. So they could disappear with Winona for all I care.
Take a Little Big Town with them.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right, and the pillow. Take it all.
With everything you do, my last question was, if you could book your dream tour, your 56 city dream tour, whatever, they're going to 2-year tour, and you could pick 4 artists to be on this tour. Who would you pair together? if you were the promoter?
Oh, geez. I'll play the popular card right now.
In 2020. In 2020.
In 2020,
Mm-hmm.
I would say Luke Combs, Eric Church, Billy Joel, and maybe John Mellencamp, but maybe not. I would like to say
I figured you put your boys Low Cash on as an opener. I at least put Brent Tucker on there.
No.
Do you think we're getting ready to see a shift in country music? I mean, with all you see and do, you're more than just an Eric Church fan. I mean, you're a fan of a lot of different music. You're around music. Do you think we're going to see a big shift over the next couple of years?
What's scary is some of the numbers in the concerts that are in the Midwest, particularly, and some of these venues kind of do show that. Yeah, there's, 90s is coming back, and then true country's coming back, and unfortunately, the females in the country industry are not it's not there right now. So it needs to be. Unfortunately, it's going to be.
Well, that's why I think the awards this year is going to be the year of the woman. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I want to see Eric win Entertainer of the Year, but I don't think it's going to happen.
With the CMAs and the ACMs, obviously there's a board of 3,000 industry professionals that vote on it, and they're seeing the same things that everybody else is seeing as well too. They're gonna be persuaded to pick somebody. Even though Eric deserves it, we all know that. I mean, and he's done a lot of things to, make sure that that's a good possibility. There's just a lot of other variables that are playing into it as well too.
I definitely think
shows, tours, what they've done, charity work, all that type of stuff.
Yep.
So
we're definitely getting ready to see a shift in music. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna go the direction that we've kind of wanted over the couple of years. Luke Combs is just blowing by everybody, and just it's cool to see how he grew up a church fan and how Eric kind of inspired him to do what he's doing. But he's gonna blow right past church. He's gonna blow past everybody. He is just gonna be a living legend. I mean,
absolutely. He was at an Eric Church concert in 2017 in the front row.
Dude, there's a picture.
Buying a ticket.
There's a picture of the Outsiders tour.
Yeah.
My buddy Mike Murphy. If you look, Church played an acoustic show at Coyote Joe's. And if you look in the front row, there's my buddy Mike Murphy, and right next to him is Luke Combs wearing an brown Eric Church choir shirt.
And that was in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Here you are, 2019, going into the 2020 booking season, and he's getting $500,000 a show now, at least. Isn't that crazy?
He blew up overnight, dude. Overnight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's not bad. I mean, he has probably the best songwriter in his corner is Jonathan Singleton.
Good point.
So, I mean, one of the best songwriters out there. So,
absolutely. Good point. Yep.
Man, I don't want to say goodbye. It's been fun.
No, it has been fun. It has been.
Forgive me, the hour went up already, so.
Yeah, it goes quick.
But I want to thank you for coming on, man. I don't know when I'm going to get to see you again. I really hope you and your family. How's your wife doing?
She's doing good.
I want to ask. I don't want to get too personal, but is she good? Everything good?
She's doing good. She's doing good. Y'all been awesome and helping me out in the last couple of years with her little health issues. So y'all been there for me. Every one of y'all.
Tell her we love her, and we're always thinking about her. You and your family and the kids, everybody. We're still going to do a camping trip at Yogi some of these days. So
and we may still be up in November for the Brewfest at Six Flags too. So
let me know if you guys come up. That's not far from the house.
Maybe the second weekend. We'll see. We'll talk later.
Man. Well, you be good, and it was good to catch up with you tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Talk to everybody later.
Talk to you soon, man.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Well, guys, that was Andy. I just love catching up with everybody. It's just so amazing. I feel like tonight was kind of just went by so quick because we had a lot of pictures. We had a lot of stories to share. And I like Andy's take on things, too, because he's more of on the industry side, too, with what he does with the ACMs and the booking he does out with all the different fairs. And he gets to travel around and go to a lot of different festivals and fairs as well, too. And I'm sure he gets tired of everything on a stick. So, as you guys have heard me mention a bunch tonight, next week, I got the legend. Yes, I think she's still in the chat somewhere, but I am very excited for this next week. Lori and I will sit down. We're starting at 8 o'clock. I don't know when we're going to end. So put your pajamas on early that night, get in bed, and we're just going to keep going and see what happens. But it's going to be a fun talk next week. I'm really looking forward to her. Lori and I have been there since day one. Lori actually was the one who led the charge back in the day of kind of getting everything together for the fan club, the promo items and everything else. Her and Carla would lead the way a lot. And I must have been a Louisiana thing, I'm telling you. But I cannot wait till next week and talk with Lori. Thank you guys once again for tuning in tonight. It's been a great time every week. I love it. So hope you guys had fun tonight. See you guys next week.
The Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver celebrates the music and fans of singer-songwriter Eric Church. Join Aaron again next week as he shares inside stories and life adventures with another amazing member of the church choir. And remember, everything you need to know about the world can be learned in the church choir. Thanks for joining in on the fun, and we'll catch you next time on the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.